It's a fact. The American dream really can come true. No matter how crass or unnecessary your product, if people are dumb enough to buy it, and they might very well be, you can become quite wealthy indeed. With most Americans happy to spend their not-so-hard-earned cash on pseudo-sexy suntan lotion or virtually watertight food storage or sappy little figures of dead babies invested with synthetic meaning, it's no wonder that America is the world capital of disposable treasure. And with so many Americans consuming so much shoddy, irrelevant rubbish, it's no wonder they generate many times more trash than any other nation. And, this being America, it was inevitable that someone would find a way of profiting from the trash itself. Give me your tired, your poor, your wretched refuse yearning to breathe free. And while you're at it, don't forget to give me your hog riders, your mechanical sharks and your replicas of the Statue of Liberty, all riding the blistering waves of heat here at America's most entertaining junkyard. You Pick Auto Parts, Sun Valley, California. As the shrewd owner of this rusting metal realised, Americans will pay to look at rubbish, providing it's packaged like a tourist attraction. So, for a measly $1, as long as you obey the many rules posted everywhere you look, my favourite being the ban on open-toed shoes, you can revel in the very essence of American business. Of course, like all junkyards, this place is a testament to bad design, bad construction and bad driving. But it's also rich in history. Eager trash lovers can take one last look at the arch from a legendary car wash. This isn't just junk, this is historic junk. Casual browsers will no doubt be thrilled, in a patriotic way, to stumble upon perhaps the finest of all tributes to Operation Desert Storm. Why, it's almost as good as being there. However, some Philistines still come here just for the auto parts.
They buy these cars for scrap prices and bring them in here and set them up. Everybody comes in, buys a piece here, a piece there, and they make good money off from it. The parts for most of the cars were made 20, 30 years ago, and they're not available anymore.
Basically, I'm here to just pick up some parts. You know, I drive a 1978 Mercury Cougar. The parts are usually, oh man, they're difficult to find.
Thanks to the American way of business, we've been able to exchange our excess cash for some wonderful, extraordinary products and services. But in the end, of course, it all comes to this: the junkyard. In a country where flash is king, then impulse buying must be, at the very least, Prime Minister. You see, American business is all about creating a demand for something that most sane, civilized people could quite happily live without. And how better to satisfy an artificial need than with a transitory solution? Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at one of the most beautiful and enduring concepts of the 20th century: planned obsolescence. Of course, one man's obsolescence is another's opportunity. A fella in Iowa called Zeke fashions clapped-out rust buckets from items rejected even by the scrap heap.
Well, I started out 32 years ago. I had restored 2 other cars like new, and I would take them to car shows. I had 4 cars altogether. They was all in the 1930 Fords. And so I sold the 2 that I restored. And then I built this car where everybody could enjoy it. This is just a fun car. I really built it for a joke, but it turned out to be the best car I ever built. And all you got to do is just give her a good kick like that and she starts. This car is afraid not to start, see, that's the thing of it.
Zeke makes his living selling postcards of his car, the old heifer, to Americans who take them to their refrigerators and get a good rich belly laugh each time they reach for a fatty snack. He makes money, they have fun, everybody's happy.
Well, I was going 53 and a 25 in a school zone, so...
I passed someone on the right-hand side, and it was a 1-lane, so I wasn't allowed to do that.
It was a 35-mile-an-hour street, and I was going 53 miles per hour. I was definitely guilty, and I chose to come to traffic school so that I could get it erased from my records.
Yes, in America, you can actually buy your way out of a traffic ticket legally. If you opt for traffic school, you can cleanse your record. Dozens of these schools vie for your tuition. Only in America would classes that nobody really wants to attend become a booming business. And business means competition. And to stay one step ahead of the competition, you have to offer just a little bit more than mirror signal maneuver, which is why in Los Angeles you can find traffic schools targeted at chocolate lovers, pizza fiends, and devotees of first-rate stand-up comedy. By night, this is one of Los Angeles' most popular comedy clubs. By day, it's the Improv Comedy Traffic School.
Hey, you get pulled over by some anal retentive officer, if that's not too redundant. And they, you're making a left turn. Okay.
Sitting back while stand-up comedians like Tim Prescott do the funny might seem like soft treatment, but remember, these aren't criminals. They're people like you and me. We don't deserve punishment. We deserve entertainment.
An officer could cite you for reckless driving, not adjusting your speed to the conditions of the road. I would fight that. Big time, wouldn't you? Oh, come on, go into court with a photograph of the front end of your car and go, Your Honor, if you notice my hood ornament is not a divining rod. Oh, my car found it.
Maybe this is punishment after all.
It's an alternative way to do the state requirements of 8 hours of traffic school taught by professional comedians as opposed to police officers as it was originally designed, like a form of punishment or more like an education.
Getting a ticket in LA is inevitable. When you figure that Southern California has more cars on the road than all of Canada, I'm not exaggerating. Of course, nobody here is shocked by that. It's like, I know, they're all there, in front of my car, on my way to my job, not letting me go. It's tough.
The comedy aspect of traffic school has been going on for probably about 7 years, using comedians as opposed to the police officers. The ones taught by police officers, a lot of facts and information. They'll show a lot of gory movies to fill time. We don't really show those. And it's a lot more fun. It's easier to sit. It's less painful.
Well, this is more fun than the other ones. Usually it's like a police officer sitting up in front, like telling you about all the rules of the road, and it's more boring.
It's easier to learn and listen when it's made fun and funny and entertaining. It's easier to absorb information and have a good time while you're doing it.
In this one, you get 2 free tickets back to the Improv and free dinner.
Well, they say it's fun, and get a break and have dinner at the same time.
Why stop there? Why not judges who deliver a witty comic monologue when they pass sentence, or prison staffed with juggling officers? In America, there's no pill so bitter that someone can't slap on a sugary coating and make a mint.
There's a singles traffic school, like kind of a personal ads thing. They have Pizza for You, Comedian 2, kind of a combination of that. Lotto ticket. At the end of the class, you get a certificate and a free lotto ticket. So you think about that, you can, almost kill a police officer driving, go to traffic school, and then win like $38 million. And that's like I think the all-American dream that we're all kind of shooting for.
In America, it seems that making a fortune, amassing a mountain of cash, simply being rich is an end in itself. Because how Americans make their money doesn't matter, but what they do with it does. And what they do is make others rich by buying huge quantities of their crap. Ironic? No, just kind of funny. Funny peculiar, not funny ha-ha, and so I thought I'd mention it. One way to do well in American business is to put aside all considerations of conventional good taste. Take Alvin Verrett and his Point Coupe funeral parlor. Here in rural Louisiana, as everywhere else, people like to pay their respects to the dearly departed. But partly because of the ghastly humidity and partly because they're in a bit of a hurry, people don't like to get out of their car. So Alvin came up with this idea.
When we first put the window in, it was ahead of its time. It looks just like a normal window, but to design the window took a lot of time because you had to figure the height of the ground and the height of the area and where the casket would be, so that when they walk up, they can look right straight in.
What do you do if you have more than one body here at the time?
We have put 2 in the window at a time. We just slide them this way, and we put 2 in. We have 2 in.
Have you had, if you have someone who's very popular now, do you ever get a sort of a traffic jam, or do you get people blocked up?
We have had cases where it seemed to be in a traffic jam. We had to get the police to direct the traffic because the traffic would be kind of moving slow coming in. But we never had any trouble with the people not moving, constantly moving. It was a constantly moving thing.
Mr. Verrett has indeed changed the way mankind pulls into that final parking space. And he's also made some breakthroughs on the way you purchase the vehicle that gets you there.
When I first come out of service, I walked into the business and I wanted to change it around. So I went to the casket factory and had a lot of colors designed. White, blue, pink, some trimmed with yellow, gold. And no one had really seen them like that before. And I put them in, and after the business started, they started moving. Then the company started making them like that. And from that, each year, casket companies change paint like car dealers do. Like the car companies, the Ford Motor Company, General Motors, they may have a red this color, next year it's another color red, or they put another dye in it or something like that, so the casket is the same.
So if I wanted, could you match my car colour for my casket? If I wanted, if I was attached to my car and said I've got this Hyundai?
It could be done. It could be done. I feel like we're capable of doing anything as long as the person can afford to pay for it. That was my motto. That's been our motto. Anything that people want, we can get it. All we need is the time and the money. We can get it.
Well, this is the casket that's caught my eye, Alvin. This is the one that I'd be thinking of if I was sort of checking out around here. How much would it set me back to have this casket and be buried in?
This is the cost of the service here, $36,0693. This is included the vault. This is your complete service. This is with the tax and the vault and everything. It's complete service.
And if I wanted my own picture up there, a different picture, could you provide that?
No, this one was designed that way, and that's it.
If I wanted like Elvis in there, could you do that for me?
Yeah, I could do it. I could get somebody to paint Elvis for you. Like I said, it would take a little while to do it because I'd have to find the right people that could do it. But I have some friends that's great artists.
And that would be time and money well spent, wouldn't it?
Right.